life in layouts, and today I have an Easter video for you using the Hip Hop Hooray collection from Simple Stories. Now Nicole over on Collie Bean did a series with this collection and I fell in love with it. I had to have it. And then when I saw it in Tuesday Morning, I was like, absolutely. And the way Tuesday Morning is now doing their collections, you get a little bit more in there. The prices are obviously a little bit more expensive, but I was able to find the entire collection of this Simple Story stuff. So I've gotten everything from the brads, the ephemera, the washi tape, everything, and I just love it. So you will probably see a couple of Easter layouts coming up because I am super excited to get this used up. Now for this particular layout, I didn't use a sketch, but I have another one that's coming up that's going to be called Easter Fun, and I did use a sketch from that. And this layout and that layout are very similar, and it wasn't until I started to work on the other layout, meaning that I was actually editing the video, that I was like, oh, these layouts are very similar. I attribute that to the fact that I love Scrapbook Generation's style of scrapbooking, in the sense that you have like photo blocks of paper, embellishments in the triangle. That's always kind of what everybody talks about. So I feel like that's why this layout looks very similar to the sketch that I am going to do in the next one. I'm okay with it because even though these are photos that are going to be close together in my albums, it doesn't bother me at all because I love the paper, I love the style of this, and I love both of these layouts. So stay tuned for that one. It should be coming up pretty soon for you guys. So that was a really long intro. So let me get back to this layout here. What I decided to do was use the egg paper because this is photos of my nephew and two of his friends having an Easter egg hunt at my mom's house, so at Nana's house. So he is there in the center and then his two friends are on either side. I love the egg paper and I think it is perfect with these Easter hunt photos. I have these three photos on the far right hand side, and a lot of times I don't print my photos to 4x6. I sometimes just let them print at whatever size they are, like that 4 and 5 and 3/10 or whatever the situation is. So I couldn't span my photos across. I made up for that with that white border, and I love the way the white border looks against the photos and against the eggs. If you follow my channel at all, you know that I am not a huge washi tape person, but I am kind of getting into this washi tape situation because with what I'm buying at Tuesday Morning, the washi tape matches exactly. And I think that that's one of my things in regards to really any embellishments. I want things to match really well. And I'm not one that's okay, I guess, with things being close. And I know that that's just a personal preference, part of my OCD a little bit, but I'm okay with it. So the fact that this washi tape came with the collection, I know that it matches perfectly. It actually matches the flowers that I'm going to end up using as some of my embellishment pieces. So I went ahead and added that to the left and right hand side of the layout. It also makes the photo block that I used on the left hand side flush with what I have in regards to paper and washi tape. I also had a 4x6 photo. Obviously it was cut down a little bit, and I used that on the far left hand side, and I went ahead and added the pink paper. So if you look at the layout across, it almost looks like there is a full sheet of pink paper running across both layouts, where I do have a full sheet on the far left hand side, but then I just use my 1/4 inch strips on the far right hand side. But the way that it flows, it looks like it's a whole piece, and I love the way that that turned out. I went ahead and took out the embellishments that I thought would work, and I laid it up there at the very top of my desk, and I do end up putting those on a page protector, and you'll see that in the next video. I do prefer to have my embellishments like that. It just makes it easier to find your embellishments when they're on a page protector, as opposed to, just a big pile of them and looking through them all. So there is the floral that I end up using on the far left hand side, and I actually end up using one on the far right hand side as well. and that floral matches the washi tape perfectly, so I love that. Now, I didn't say this, but in the very beginning, I did pull out a wood grain that is not a part of this collection. The wood grain that's in the collection is a little bit lighter, but this collection only has single sheets of paper. It doesn't have doubles, so I knew that I wanted to use a wood grain, so I just made sure that I didn't use any of the lighter wood grain. And this darker, it's still pretty light, but it's darker than what is in the collection, I think works perfectly. So I did go ahead and add a carrot over here on the far right hand side, and I wanted to add a carrot to each one of the clusters. So I've got one up on Fun Foam on the far right, as well as up next to that tag that says the hunt is on, and then I end up putting a little carrot inside of the Easter basket that's over there on the far right hand or far left hand side. Sorry about that. So here's where I pull out the brads, and I also added a brad to each one of the clusters as well. And again, I just love having all of the pieces that match, and I think that it just looks so awesome the way that this layout turned out. I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna have my title be The Hunt is On, and so that's right next to that bunny on the right hand side of the layout. So it's not really large, but I think it works for this particular layout. I do use my typewriter and cut out some journaling strips, and I just put really basic details about the event, you know, that we had an Easter egg hunt over at Nana's house. And then I did want to put the year as well, and so I went ahead and pulled out the stickers for that in the 2020. And I do have to off camera put some liquid glue down because they did not stick very well. So here is my final layout, as well as some close-ups. I did want to ask you guys, in regards to my voiceovers, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I just wanted to see what your opinions were. So if you could leave me a comment below, do you want to hear more about what I'm actually doing in the layouts, or would you prefer to hear more about like what's going on in my life and kind of rambling like I just did for this particular video? So give me a comment below and let me know what you guys think and what your opinions are. Want to kind of shake up my channel a little bit. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.